Blind buying a fragrance is when you buy a fragrance without having smelled it first. It's like buying an outfit if you only had the measurements and not even the picture and just a description. So is blind buying safe? The quick answer? No. Just like it's not safe to blind buy an outfit without having tried it on or at the very least seen a picture of it. The real answer, however, is it depends. If you have the kind of money to buy J-Lo a new engagement ring every month, yeah, you could blind buy. It's not really going to hurt you. If it's not going to hurt your pocket, enjoy yourself. Blind buy all you want. The smart move would be to not blind buy. The first recommendation, of course, is if you are interested in a fragrance, smell it wherever and however you can. Go to Macy's, go to Neiman Marcus, go to Bergdorf, go to wherever you can and smell it. Smell the exact fragrance you are looking for and are interested in. I would even suggest to get samples of that fragrance if you can. Not all stores have sample sizes for you to take, so my recommendation, keep a bunch of these handy so that you can fill them up with any fragrance and you have yourself a little decant. If it's a really expensive fragrance, definitely want to smell it before. But if you can't smell it before, next recommendation, get yourself a sample. Find a way to get these kind of samples sent to you so that you can smell it and know what you are buying before you spend $120 at least for a fragrance that you may or may not know if it fits you. This kind of changes when you're talking about dupes. And this is why when influencers talk about when you're buying one-to-one, they're giving you an idea of what a fragrance dupe or inspo smells like. So if you're hearing something is one-to-one to another fragrance, if you're interested in the dupe, you want to know what the original fragrance smells like. However, when it comes to inspo dupe fragrances, the prices often aren't that expensive. You'll spend maybe $30 to $50 on an inspirational fragrance, and usually these samples can range anywhere between $5 and $10. That might not mean a lot because you're spending $10 to get a sample of a fragrance that costs $50. But that depends on your budget and your financial restrictions. My recommendation is never to blind buy. However, if you find a fragrance that's on sale for 20 bucks and you've smelt it or have an idea of what it smells like, an influencer told you though it is a one-to-one to a fragrance that you are familiar with, yeah, it's okay. That is a safe blind buy for that bottle. Even though you're not 100% sure what that inspiration smells like, you have an idea of what that smells like, and that's important. It is a gamble. Blind buying is always going to be a gamble. You may or may not like it, but that depends on how much risk you're willing to take. Also, don't assume that the dupe is a sample of the original fragrance you're interested in. Oftentimes they're called dupes or inspirations because they are inspired by versions. You are not going to get the same scent if you buy a dupe and assume that it's going to smell like the original fragrance. Even if the reviewer or influencer says it is one-to-one, I personally don't think there is ever a one-to-one. You might get an idea of what the original fragrance smells like, but do not assume that the inspiration dupe is the original fragrance. You're still going to want to smell the original fragrance if the original fragrance is what you're interested in. If you're interested in the dupe, however, be mindful that you're not spending as much money to get the dupe, so you may not need a sample of the dupe. Maybe you could risk paying the money for the dupe if it's not too expensive for you. But do not assume that the dupe and the original are going to give you the same idea. So to summarize, is blind buy safe? No, I don't recommend it. But it's a maybe that depends on your situation and what you're willing to risk, how much you're willing to risk. That's up to you to decide. My recommendation, get a sniff. In fact, get a tester and wear it as if you would normally wear a regular fragrance. It's like trying on an outfit instead of just looking at the pictures and the measurements and assuming it's going to fit you. Not always the case. Best idea, try it on before you actually invest in it. Hopefully unraveling this idea has helped you in your decision making, at least when it comes to buying fragrances. I hope to make more of these kind of videos and across the board with fragrances and other ideas. We'll see you again next time.